of inspiration, empowerment, and motivation to get you through your day. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How to reconnect with the woman you lost along the way. Along the way, you lost yourself somewhere. How do you reconnect with her? You need to recognize her, you need to remember her, and you need to reintroduce her. Y'all come on in. Let's talk about it for 10 minutes. The Daily Spice, 10 minutes of inspiration, empowerment, and motivation to get you through your day. Hey, Shakara, good morning, good morning. So let's talk about the woman behind the roles. You know, the Shakira behind mom, the Shakira behind wife, the Shakira behind, employee. Let's talk about it this morning. The one behind the titles. Gail, come on. Yes. You know the titles that we all wear, Marjorie. You know, the titles that we all got to be strong for. Yeah, we've already talked about that. That's right. You know those titles. The responsibilities that we have, the roles that we have, the smiles that we wear in places we got to go that we don't even want to be at sometimes. Yeah, that's the woman I want to talk to this morning. Because if you're honest with yourself, somewhere along the way, between being a caretaker, between your career, between the chaos, between your children, between your spouse, somewhere along the way, you've lost yourself. The you that used to dream, the you that used to believe, the you that used to have aspirations, the you that used to write the goals down and dream about the goals, Gina. That's right. That's the you I want to talk to this morning. Good morning, Brenda. Good morning. The you that used to laugh out loud and enjoy life. The you that felt alive when you woke up in the morning, not the one that's aching in the morning going, why I got to even get up out the bed. That's the you I want to talk to this morning, Tanya. You didn't mean to lose her, but life happened. That's right. Life showed up, and somewhere along the way, you lost that version of you. You know, that version of you that felt so powerful. The version of you that just felt like life was worth living. You know, that version of you. But here's the thing, sis. That version of you is still alive. She's not dead. She's not gone. You just allowed the noise of life to come as a distraction, and you lost her. You lost her along the way. But here's the thing. She's waiting on you to come back. She's waiting on you to come back and get her, Tanya. She's waiting for permission. She's waiting for space. And she's waiting on you to say, girl, come on, let's go do this 2.0 version of ourselves together. Listen, this morning, I want to talk to that one because in order to reconnect to her, you got to do three things. And let's talk about those three things this morning. Can we do that? Y'all know I only got 10 minutes. I ain't going over my 10 minutes this morning. Yesterday, I gave y'all 15. Today, I'm only doing 10 minutes this morning. So here are the three ways that you reconnect to the woman that you lost when you were in your 20s, when you were in your 30s, when you were in your 40s. You know that beautiful woman, that gorgeous woman that you lost. She's still in there. And here are three ways to reconnect to her. Number one, you got to recognize that there is even a disconnect. Listen, you got to recognize that you're not even connected to her anymore, Miss Peggy. Life is pulling you in so many different ways. I know it. I know it is because it pulls me in different ways too. You know, I don't tell y'all nothing I'm not going through myself. Life can pull you in so many different ways that here's what we do to get through life sometimes, ladies. And if I'm the only one, okay, I'm just talking to me this morning. But when life begins us to pull us in so many different ways, we tap out and we go on automatic pilot. We go on autopilot. Like it doesn't, listen, my aches and pains, the thoughts that I have, the things I need to get done for me. Listen, the peace that I need to have, the joy I need to tap back into, the rest that I need to get. Listen, I'm going to just let that go because I got to keep going. I got to keep going. I got to keep showing up for other people. Listen, you got to recognize that there's a disconnect to her in the first place. You've shown up for everybody else. And look, you don't even recognize and realize sometimes that one day you wake up and you don't even know what you want. You don't even know what you need. Listen, you don't even know who you are other than those roles that other people have assigned to you. That's what you need to recognize this morning. You need to recognize that you disconnected yourself from the Peggy that wanted those things, from the Tanya that needed those things, from the Gina that desired to have those things. So the first step is to even acknowledge that there's a disconnect, that I've disconnected myself from myself. Good God Almighty. Can I run this down for you? Luke 15:9 says it this way. Rejoice with me. I have found my lost coin. Sis, you're the lost coin. Come on now. Luke says, rejoice with me, for I have found my lost coin. You are disconnected from you. But like Luke says, rejoice with me because I have found my lost coin. Sis, you're the lost coin. I need you to find you this morning. Here's the second thing that you need to do to reconnect with yourself. You got to remember who you were. But not only who you were, you still are that woman. So you got to remember who you were and who you still are. In spite of all of those roles, in spite of all the ways you show up for everybody else, listen, you are still you. You're the still one. You're the one who wants to go back to school. You're the one who wants to be the business owner. You're the one who wants to travel. You're the one who wants to build a house. You're the one who wants to have a she shed in the backyard. So when you want to escape and go do your hobbies, you can go do your hobbies and have your quiet time. You're still that woman. But here's the thing. You got to remember who you were and you got to remember who you are. God says it this way, you are a lost coin. But here's the beautiful thing, you've got to find yourself. You've got to find yourself. God still remembers who you are, but the problem is you don't remember who you are. Can I ask you some questions this morning? Inquiring minds want to know. Can I ask you something this morning? Let's start real simple because I know y'all thinking this is real deep this morning. It's not deep at all. Here's some simple questions I want you to answer for yourself. What music did she used to love? Like, what dances did she like to do? What TV shows did she like to watch? What were the ways that she liked to unwind? What are some things that she used to do that made her happy? You know, what are some things that she used to do that made her feel beautiful and loving inside, not for everybody else, but for herself? What did she used to dream about before she became the answer to everybody else's poor choices? That's the way I said it. What did she used to dream about before she became the answer to everybody else's poor choices? Because here's the truth of the matter. She's still inside of you. Right. So when she's not showing up for everybody else, when she's not being Superwoman with the S on her chest and the cape blowing in the wind, that's right. When she's not resting and then somebody comes and knocks and says, girl, I need you, and you get on up. Mommy, I need you, and you get on up. Baby, I need you to go do this, and you get on up. When before she started sacrificing her own health, that's right, I said it because some of y'all are sacrificing your health to be able to show up for other people. Before she started doing that, who was she? So you got to remember who she was and who she is. And here's the third thing that you've got to do, Gail. You got to reintroduce yourself to the present you. I told you yesterday we can't demonize the past version of you because we needed her in order to be the person that we are today. But here's the truth. You're not just reconnecting with your past. You're meeting the new you. This is the version of you today. So how do we take this beautiful version of you today and we begin to create this 2.0 version of you, right? So you needed the old version of you. You needed the past version of you in order to be here today. That version of you gave you resilience. That version of you gifted you depth in yourself, in your knowledge. Now you get to do this. Here's the beautiful thing about midlife. You get to take all of that wonderful experience and you get to sit with yourself now in this beautiful version of you. And you get to go, wait a minute. What do I want for this 2.0 version of my life? How do I want to show up in the next 40 years? See, I plan on living 40 years. I'll be 55 in September. I plan on living at least 40 more years. That's right. So that gives me 40 more years to be able to do this beautiful and magnificent thing called life. I get to choose now. I don't have to react to other people because there's a difference between a response and a reaction, right? I don't have to react to other people, but I get to respond to me. What does joy look like for you today? Because the joy that used to be you may not be the way that you find joy anymore. But until you reconnect to you, you've got to figure out, what does joy look like for me today? What does happiness look like for me today? How do I find peace in my life today? So here's what you got to do. You got to do those three things. You've got to reconnect with yourself by recognizing yourself, remembering yourself, and reintroducing yourself to you. Ain't nothing like a good introduction. When you are introduced to the right person at the right time, there's nothing like a good introduction. So, hey, Gail, meet Gail. Peggy, meet Peggy. Carrie Ann, meet Carrie Ann. Tanja, meet Tanja. Brenda, meet Brenda. Gina, meet Gina. Come on now, Marjorie, meet Marjorie. That's how you have to talk to yourself. How do you reconnect with yourself? Listen, midlife is not about misery. Midlife is not about misery. Midlife is about reintroducing yourself to the beautiful version of you so that you can become the 2.0 version of you the way you want to live life. Remember, I told you, you're a lost coin. So type that in the chat for me. I'm God's lost coin, right? So when you start looking at these coins today, as you go through your day, you start looking at your change in your hand, just as valuable as that lost coin was in Luke. Listen, that's what God says about you. Oh, I'm a lost coin. That's right. But when I'm found, they rejoice. Come on, rejoice with me. I lost a coin. Rejoice with me that I found it. You're the lost coin, sis. So today, I want you to think about that. You know what? I'm God's lost coin. I'm rejoicing because I'm finding me again. Y'all, I got to go. My tea just went off. Y'all have an amazing day today. And I'll see you tomorrow with another Daily Spice. All right, sis, go be that beautiful, shiny, lost coin. Because guess what? You're going to reintroduce yourself to you today. All right, see y'all later.